Wizards of the Coast is about to blow it. They may not recognize the warning signs, but LGSs and players have been sounding the alarm bells for the last few months. And as we get closer to 2024, there's really not much that Wizards of the Coast can do to change course. Inflationary times are never a good time to ask your consumer base to pay more for anything. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bells. New content comes out each and every day. So what are we talking about? We are taking a look today at what Wizards of the Coast is about to introduce. And the closer we get to the Play Booster introduction, the worse it's going to get. It's really fascinating to see how few pre-orders are going through the books right now at most LGSs. It's kind of a sad state when you see a product like Ravnica Remastered being shunned en masse. Even though we don't know all the spoilers, players don't have high hopes for this product. They don't like the price point after what they saw on Amazon.com. Everything is setting Wizards up for 2024 to start out in a really rough spot for the company. And there's a lot of things going against it. With the introduction of the new Play Booster, they went from this whole area of set and draft, combined them both, slimmed down their product lines, and now they're giving us the Play Booster. And of course, later in the video here, I'll give you a description of what a Play Booster is, and of course, what the old Draft Booster used to look like. But they are different. The problem is, Wizards has also affixed a value, an actual player value experience, opening up more rares and mythics inside a Play Booster. And that is how they are justifying asking players to spend more money. To make it a draftable experience, they're going to a 36 card box. 36 packs inside there, just like the old draft boxes, but at the set booster price. And that means we're getting a bit of a price increase that a lot of players are now starting to recognize how difficult it's going to be. I just popped up local LGS here, Murders at Karlov Manor. Play Booster box is $209.95, okay? That is what it's going to cost us here in Canada, plus taxes, which means you add 13%. Those guys in the States, you'll probably be paying obviously less than that, although it was kind of scary to see that stuff on Amazon.com as a placeholder price. You can see my video last week about that. But when you take a look at what we are going up against, you can see that even with a 30% discount, you're still being asked to pay more. And therein lies the problem. When players and viewers out there look at these products and you are asking your consumer base to pay more, usually when a consumer base is asked to pay more, they have no other options available. It is the only game in town. Yeah, you can choose an off-brand, you can choose a different TCG, but if you love this one, you're going to stick by it, right? This is the one you're going to buy. But is it? Because as you saw with those price points, usually if you have an uptick in the sale price of, let's say, Doritos chips, and they raise the price to $3.99 Canadian a bag, and they lower the grams inside the bag to 215 from 235, which yes, they've done in Canada. When you look at that, there may be some older chips on the shelf for a little while, but they don't last long. They're the first ones gobbled up. And Wizards of the Coast is faced with that exact same problem. They're asking you to pay more. They're asking the LGSs, the distributors, to charge more. But they've left a lot of product on the shelves. And this is what I mean. Take a look at our first images here I want to share with you guys. Remember that $209.95. Here is Dominaria United Jumpstart Booster Box. Yeah, you probably don't want it, but it's only $64 Canadian, which puts it like $44 US. How about the Brothers War one? That's $74.95, and you could get that in US for what, $52? I don't care about the Dragon's Maze, although it's interesting that it's there. How about March of the Machines Jumpstart Booster Box for $107? Okay, but if we keep going along, and you look at this one local LGS here, Jumpstart Booster Box $139, regular Jumpstart, you've got it here at $139, and then you've got Innistrad Midnight Hunt $139. How about Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate English Draft Box 139. Okay, that's kind of crazy, right? Then you've got Strixhaven at 139. Do you notice a kind of pattern here as we go through? How about the Streets of New Capenna? 129. Then we have Unfinity English Draft Booster Box. There's good lands there. We've got shock lands in there. Okay, let's just jump on over there and look at Dominaria United, the chance for Sheoldred. Maybe we're going with Lord of the Rings, okay? Yes, it's a Jumpstart box, but it's only $134.95. Zendikar Rising with Box Topper, possible fetch lands for $134. Now, if we keep going along this route, and I show you, sure, Epilogue, Booster Box, I don't really care about that, but you look at the Jumpstart for this, or you look at the Draft Box for that, and you see Crimson Vow, or you see Midnight Hunt as we go, and the further we go in, you look at some more expensive boxes like, how about Ixalan, $199. War of the Spark, English for $199. Throne of Eldraine, $199. Gatewatch, $199. Born of the Gods, $199. How about we jump up here and look at Fate Reforged? That has fetch lands guaranteed, 2 or 3 per box. How about the Brothers War? Why, look at that. That's a combo pack with a bundle pack. So that's the bundle pack in the back there, plus a draft box for 206. Or the Commander Legends bundle pack, plus the box for 213. You can see when you start looking at these and you start cross-comparing, giving the price look over, your price memory and the inflation that players are facing means that it is not a good time for Wizards to introduce a price increase with this much sitting on the shelves, but they don't have much of a choice. They've got to keep the ship going forward, knowing they're going to take flack, they're going to get made fun of, they're going to get teased, they're going to get all kinds of cringe comments and stuff about what they're doing as a company. And they deserve it, because those price increases are quite significant. They're not small, they're not tiny. If you look at the difference between an old box for, let's say, $139.95, and you compare that against the new box of Play Boosters at $209, that is a $70 difference in price. It's not $10, $15. They're not trying to help out the consumer by eating a bit of it to ease you into buying it. They don't care. They're saying step up to the plate, open your wallet, and give me some money. But the options are there. They're sitting on store shelves, and I do expect some of these products to start moving. I've already noticed it a little bit. I did the video yesterday talking about that. But when you actually look at what players are faced off against, when you have to worry about your non-essential, this game is not essential, non-essential discretionary funds in the budget of your household, no matter what you're faced with, a family, no family, by yourself, with every other bill you're stacked up against. Do you think maybe on a Friday night, you can go to a movie, popcorn, sure, 20, 30, 40 bucks per person. So you say, hey, I'm going to go to a draft night. I'm going to go do this. But you could just go buy a Jumpstart booster box, which I know, no good cards, but if you just want to play the game, you don't really care about the value, you want some random fun, you can go buy that for 64 bucks. You and a friend. Split a whole box. Get to keep the cards, so it's cheaper than going to the movie and popcorn and drink and stuff, plus the travel time and the effort. And you've got a couple of weeks of entertainment there, as opposed to going and buying the new Murders at Karlov Manor. It just looks crazy. And Ravnica Remastered, it's not going to fly. And the comments, the stuff you're starting to see come out from other players, that kind of bubbling anger and frustration, the simmering in the pot, the closer we get, the more of a conversation this starts to become. Because it becomes more real. It becomes more in your face that you're going to have to deal with this. It's not under the rug anymore. It's not hiding behind the closet. It's not the boogeyman. It's just there. And it's getting closer each and every day. And when you look back at your price memory, your discretionary funding, all the bills you're faced against, some of those older products look pretty appetizing, because some of them are a far better deal and still have valuable cards inside the set that players are going to desire. And that's what you're facing off against. That is what Wizards has to face off, and there's nothing they can do, which is why they're just putting their foot in it right now. They can't change course. They're stuck at what they're doing. They're stuck with the plan. Ravnica Remastered is not going to plan. I guarantee it's not what they thought was going to happen when they put this on the writing, right? When they put this on the board and said it's going to be awesome. when they put the play booster and draft booster and said, look, we tried this out. Our experiment went well. Set boosters do better. Now we can justify jacking up the price and telling players we're giving them more value for dollar. But that's recognizing that there's secondary market value for those cards. And yes, there's a potential that you'll open more of those cards. But wait a second. Let's take a look at what play boosters actually are going to offer the player. Now here we have the breakdown of a play booster pack coming in 2024. You can see that there is the common slot, which holds 1 to 6. Then you've got slot 7, which will be a list card or a common. Slots 8 to 10 will be uncommons. Slot 11 is going to be a rare or mythic rare. Slot 12 is a basic land. Slot 13 will be a non-foil wild card. And of course, slot 14 will be a foil wild card. And slot number 15 will be an add a token, helper, an art card of some variation. So that's what we've got with play boosters. Now let's take a look at what a booster pack used to be. Draft boosters is the modern name for the original booster product. They have fixed distribution based on rarity. A draft booster pack contains 16 cards, 15 magic cards, and a marketing and or token card. Of the 15 magic cards, there is 1 basic land, 10 commons, 3 uncommons, and 1 rare or mythic rare. There is also a chance that one of the commons can be replaced with a premium foil card of any rarity. This results in a booster pack with a basic land, 1 foil card, 9 commons, 3 uncommons, and 1 rare or mythic. So when we take a look at that and compare that against the play booster packs, you can see Wizards has really changed up what could happen when you open a pack, but not necessarily what's going to happen. Now, I'm not sure how you felt after looking at those two parts of the video, the play booster and draft booster, right back to back. But to me, in my opinion, they don't look different enough to justify the price point. They look too similar in actual design to say, oh, 1 or 2 more rares in a pack? Is that worth justifying that much more of a dollar spent to get them? Are those cards going to hold secondary value, which you say is part of the purchase of this product to justify the value? Do I, as a consumer, have another choice or another option? This is where a lot of consumers will start going. This is where a lot of players are going to be making some very hard decisions that Wizards of the Coast is not likely to enjoy. We know LGSs are ordering less. I'm getting that left, right, and center. We know singles are still ruling the market space for these products. We know Ravnica Remastered as well as Murders at Karlov Manor have very low to zero pre-sales in a lot of the market space. But we're noticing an uptick in singles and older sealed boxes, including a lot of collector boxes. This is where players are making hard decisions with their money. And since those boxes are already on the store shelves and have already been bought and paid for by an LGS, by a distributor, Wizards of the Coast doesn't get to cash in that value anymore. It's already on a store shelf. They've already accounted for it back at, their company headquarters in the ivory tower, looking down on us, the peasants, who they're trying to make us spend money on things that may not necessarily be what we want, which is why we're going to see singles in these new sets dominate the market, probably for the foreseeable future, until more of these older products really do start to dry up. I think we're going to have a very interesting time. I think Wizards has put their foot in it, and there's not much they could do about it. They're just stuck doing it right now, and they just have to take the consequences for the near future until they can get things more stabilized on their front. But either way, it's kind of a weird time to see how it got quiet in December, and January is not looking hot. It looks like almost like double feature 2.0 in terms of how much this screw up is going to be and how players are going to receive it. Either way, I want to know what you guys think. So slam down some comments in the comment section. Thanks a lot for tuning in and hanging out here on the channel today. And of course, we'll be here tomorrow for another video. Have an awesome day, everyone. Welcome back to the end credits. These are the amazing patrons and supporters of this channel who are here every day making sure everything goes right. So thanks again to my supporters, my patrons, my YouTube membership members. Without you, this channel wouldn't exist. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You've made it to the Boomstick edition of Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart. The coffee is in hand. We are chilling like a villain, and you're all invited. You're all invited to hang out here as long as you need to, or at least until I click the stop button on the record, whichever comes first. Guys, it is getting closer, and I know it's becoming more of a concern, a growing concern to players about these new price points. I'm hearing it time and time again now, over and over and over. So, there's not much you can do about what Wizards of the Coast is going to do. Generally, prices don't go backwards. Unless it's a clearance or a discount thing, this is the new price. But the funny thing is the price memory and retention of what prices were, and the jump in this price is quite significant from what they've done the last couple of years. They are milking it. It does look like greed, but really it's what the corporation wants them to do. So they're two beasts of the same head, some kind of multi-headed Hydra deal. You chop off a head, something bad is going to happen. Does this mean players are going to jump ship and leave the game? No. It doesn't. As much as players want to say that and feel that way, and players have dumped and then come back years later, what really happens is players become more selective with how they are going to enjoy the product. I see it time and time again. Yeah, I see a player go out and try a one-piece game. No problem. But they're back to Magic because it's not the same. It's just not. It's the way it is. Yes, I almost spilled coffee. There's no stains. I'm shopping smart at S-Mart and everything's okay. I wish Wizards would get the point. I wish they understood what they were doing. I mean, I know they think they know what they're doing, but I don't think the company as a whole gets a real grasp. Like, this is going to run long. Okay, picture me. I'm a guy. I'm 48 years old. I've worked the majority of my life now. Worked hard. Done what I can for me and my family, and I have discretionary funds sometimes to spend on hobbies, and that's Magic. Okay, so I buy Magic cards. How about a person who's 20 coming out of school who enjoys playing Magic and doesn't have that job yet? Hasn't landed the income necessary to pay higher prices. That person is going to be very disgruntled, very upset, and they're going to be just tuned out, man. Because the game seems like they can't get ahead playing it. They can't buy the cards they want to buy. They can't enjoy it the way they want to enjoy it. And they feel left out. They feel left behind. And you don't want to do that to your consumer. So in this type of game, they should have supplementary products that can get you to that point still, right? I hate to say it, almost like a two-tier system. I know it sounds awful, but me as a person buying is different than a person who's 20 buying or a person who's 16. But at least the 16-year-old is probably relying on their parents to buy some of this stuff for them. Whereas that 20 to 25-year-old is out on their own probably for the first time, grinding it out, trying to pay for an apartment, pay for car insurance, and still wants to go out sometimes and enjoy a card game they love. And it's not easy. And those are the people that Wizards could be leaving behind, which leaves this like vacuum in their player base. And yeah, those players can come back years later. It happens all the time. Okay? Comes years later, and they remember and they come back and they find a way. But it's still a gap that they don't have to allow. It's a gap that they're making happen because of how they're treating the customer base. I know it's just how I feel about it, guys. It's just one of those things where I go, anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here at the end. Hope you guys are having a good day, man. I hope you're chilling like a villain. And I hope you're having nachos and cheese because I don't care. My family's not home and I'm going to have some by myself. And you know what? I deserve it.